Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good afternoon, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the News 8 Live Desk. Hope you're all having a great day so far. We are expecting a little bit of winter weather coming our way through most of West Michigan over the next couple of hours, starting really any time now, I would say. And Storm Team 8 Meteorologist Sara Flynn is here to break everything down, what we're expecting, what maybe some of the things that we're already starting to see, and really how long is it going to be here. Sara, thank you so much for stopping by again, as always.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And gonna just, as we normally do, let you turn it away. You're the expert here. Kind of explain what you guys have been anticipating over the past couple of days and really when the snow is expected to start hitting West Michigan.
Yeah, so that winter weather advisory officially went into effect at 1 o'clock, and we're right now starting to see snowflakes across the board. It doesn't necessarily mean it's sticking by any means. In fact, the Grand Rapids area, much of Kent County, completely fine, accident-free. We did have some heavier snow north of I-96, but that has leveled out a bit, and so really just widespread light snow showers for the time being. Again, the area to the north is the one that will likely start to see some totals stack up a bit quicker, and have already seen some of those totals stack up. But keep in mind, even if you're not seeing high amounts of snow or impactful snow rates at this point, we have a long ways to go with this system. This is not just impacting us here in West Michigan, but Wisconsin, Illinois seeing heavy snow, even portions of Iowa. So we have to get through all of that before this system officially comes to an end. So again, that winter weather advisory remains in effect for all of West Michigan. We are not in a winter storm warning, so we're in the lesser of the two. Lesser impacts expected here, but this does carry until 7 a.m. on Thursday, so we have a ways to go with this. Again, the next 18 hours or so here are going to be pretty impactful as we see that snow continue to stack up. And if you are in Grand Rapids, you're probably wondering where the snow is. Again, it's going to take some time to really kind of solidify here, but here's a look in Holland. A quick drop in visibility there already, seeing pretty persistent snow, and you can even see a light dusting really on the ground there as well. Muskegon, similar situation, starting to see that stack up. I've been watching this road closely, starting to stick to area roadways out there as well. And again, this is just the beginning. That advisory just went into effect a little over an hour ago. So I want to show you this graphic here because I think this gives an accurate depiction on when you can expect some of the heavier snow to stack up. So that darker blue color that you're seeing stretching from about I-96 down south to I-94, that is anywhere from about 2 to 4 inches. So that's where we're expected to be at about 9 o'clock today, but that's not it. This continues to ramp up as we head overnight, pushing us in the direction of about 4 to 6 inches, and even pockets potentially a little bit higher than that, depending on where we see those heaviest bands set up. So that's why our Thursday morning commute could be a little bit of a slick one, and we're not quite done there yet either. We could have some lingering snow showers into Thursday afternoon. So again, this evening, tomorrow morning, that's when we're expecting the commutes to be quite slick out there, and when we could see several inches of snow start to stack up. So again, if you can stay home for the next 18 hours or so, it's in your best interest.
I think that's definitely something that we want people to kind of be aware of, is that I know the advisory started at 1 o'clock. We're approaching 2:30 now here in Grand Rapids. Not really seeing a whole lot, but again, what Sara said, this is just the beginning. I do want to remind everybody that Sara is here to also answer your questions. So if you do have any, please leave them in the comment section. We are, again, streaming on Facebook and YouTube today because we were aware that this might be a big event. We want to make sure as many people as possible are informed about it. So if you got any questions, please leave them down. We're going to get to as many as we can throughout the rest of this. Sara, one thing I did want to bring up, though, because it's been sort of a topic that we've discussed, especially here in the newsroom, really all winter long, and that is kind of dealing with the effectiveness of salt and really the traveling commute and everything. We know that the colder it gets, the less effective salt and other agents might be to kind of keep the roads clear. I mean, is that something that we might expect? Again, we're expecting a lot of snow. Are the temperatures going to be cold enough to really impact the usefulness of salt?
Yeah, so at least for the next 24 hours, things are looking okay for us. Anything under about 10 degrees is really when we start to lose the effectiveness of that. That's what we saw back with that Arctic blast a couple of weeks ago. We should be okay for the next 24 hours. In fact, I've seen a lot of trucks preemptively be laying down that salt. That doesn't necessarily prevent the snow from falling or, of course, sticking, but it does prevent it from creating that bond. So it should help the plows going through tonight not necessarily have that kind of dense, sticky snow on the roadways, which oftentimes is what causes kind of that layer of ice or make it so a very treacherous travel out there. So some good news there. Temperature-wise, we'll be in the mid-20s today and tomorrow, so that should be on the warmer side enough for it to really start to do its work.
And I do want to get to a couple of comments and questions that we've gotten so far. We got one comment on Facebook from Jennifer. Thank you for watching, Jennifer. She's saying that snow is coming down pretty good in Ionia right now, so definitely something to keep an eye on. Again, here in Grand Rapids, really, it's going to be kind of a matter of time, really. Other comments that we've seen, people hoping for some snow days, even gotten some questions already kind of about it. We were talking a little bit before the stream about Blake kind of considering it a moderate chance for some school closings there. Sarah, any opinion on that? I know Blake's kind of the expert.
He is truly the expert. I did touch base with him a little bit. He knows everything about the school districts and which ones are more likely to call. But what I can say is this is a tough situation for a couple of reasons. One, the snow amounts aren't outrageous. We're looking at 4 to 6 inches for a lot of us, which is a good amount of snow, but it's not anything that we haven't seen in West Michigan. We're in that advisory, and that advisory expires at 7 a.m., so that's before school starts. And so if the plows do a good job overnight, I think there's a chance that a lot of you guys are going to school tomorrow, but it really is going to depend on where some of those heavier totals stack up. So I do think it's going to be a case-to-case basis. I also know a lot of schools are out of snow days or running out, so that could be a factor too. So it gets tricky when you get to these February systems, but I think I agree with Blake. I would say it's about a 50-50 shot at this point.
Well, definitely fingers crossed if people want to have that day off, and you know, I won't be crossing any fingers if you want to go to school tomorrow. This is actually a really good question, Sarah, not something that I would even think to ask, but what kind of snow are we expecting over this? You know, people are asking, should I get ready to shovel? Should I bring my shovel out, or would a broom do the trick, really?
Yeah, so we're looking at a very fluffy snow with this. We kind of look at our snow ratios. Typically, they're 10 to 1, which means for every inch of water, you get 10 inches of snow. This snow is much higher, anywhere from about a 13 to maybe 16. And so that basically means it's going to be that very fluffy, light snow, and you may be noticing that out there, not necessarily that wet, heavy snow that we see sometimes with lake effect. So it should be a little bit lighter, easier to shovel, but that's also why our amounts are going to be a little bit higher. So depends on what you're looking for. But that broom should help for some of those lighter amounts for sure.
Right, absolutely. We've got some more updates from people that are watching. They're saying that St. Joseph County, the Three Rivers area, really starting to experience some snow right now. One thing I also want to mention, Sarah, is because I've been looking at the forecast, I'm not a fan of the snow. I think everybody that's watched these over the past couple of years know that I do not enjoy the snow at all. The wintertime, get out of here. But for people that are looking to maybe see a little bit of a warm up after experiencing this cold, the snow over the next couple of hours, is this something that we're going to kind of get a break from, or is it really kind of just a little bit of a valley maybe towards the weekend, and then we're ramping back up again with winter weather?
Next 7 to 10 days look pretty rough winter-wise. Not only do we have snow chances almost every single day, Friday's a bit of a lull. But
every day, Sarah, don't tell me that.
I know, pretty much. This weekend, we'll see another system pass through that could bring us several inches of snow. Then we'll deal with some lake effect early next week. And then it gets cold while we deal with that lake effect. We'll see temperatures in the mid-teens and low temperatures in the single digits, so another little bit of an Arctic blast for us, which of course is going to reduce the effectiveness of salt. So that's something we'll have to kind of encounter in that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. I don't see a warm up, unfortunately.
That's the worst news I've ever heard, Sarah.
It looks like it's going to be winter, but I'm hopeful that maybe March will turn a corner, right? That's what we can hope for.
Yes, hoping for next month, definitely there. Sarah, one last thing before we kind of go, and again, if anybody's got any last minute questions, we're kind of wrapping up the stream now. If you got any last minute questions, feel free to drop them down below. But you guys have been following this system over at Storm Teammate for quite some time now, Sarah. Has anything changed really, maybe even just today, or maybe even in the past couple of hours or so, that maybe you weren't expecting, or really kind of changing how you guys are forecasting and planning to cover this system?
Yeah, so the track of the system, the impacts, expecting it to be widespread across West Michigan, have been really consistent over the last couple of days. This is something I looked at on Sunday morning. As far as the totals, those have tapered off. Each day, it looks like it's been a little bit less, and that is the trend today as well. I do think a lot of us will come out of this with at least 4 to 6 inches, but even the latest model runs that we're getting in are trending maybe towards that 4 and 5 inch range. So some of those 7, 8 inch, 9 inch totals that we saw maybe 48 hours ago look to be relatively unlikely at this point. But again, depending on where some of those heavier bands set up, we could see those totals stack up. Still though, expecting 4 to 6 inches across the board. So not nothing.
Absolutely. All right. Well, definitely something to keep an eye on. And again, everybody that is going to be following these next couple of hours really, and just following all the snow and winter weather that we might see here in West Michigan, you can find all of the latest coverage. Thanks to Storm Team 8 and Sarah as well. well. All of that can be found over on our website, woodtv.com. Be sure to tune into our newscast, and I'm sure we're going to have lots of other information that you can find on our social media pages, and of course, always head on down to our website. That's where you can find all of the latest information in real time. I do want to leave everybody with one last really good piece of advice from Bill Gallagher, who's been watching us on Facebook. Wanted to give out a little advice to all the students or parents with kids that may be anticipating a snow day. He says to make sure you get all of your homework done just in case you do. Don't bet on having that snow day. I think that's a really good idea, really good advice there. Thank you, Bill. All right, awesome. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for stopping by. It's always great talking to you, and really appreciate all the work you guys have been doing to make sure we're all up to date and staying informed with the weather and everything.
Yeah, thank you too.
Of course, I want to thank everybody else so much for tuning into this latest edition of the News 8 Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.